Welcome to the Founder Spotlight interview, where we bring to you conversation from entrepreneurs and individuals shaping the industry. I am Robby and today I am privileged to be joined by someone I've been looking up to for years, someone I called mentor, someone I called the business tycoon. He's no other person than Godfather. Today, we are diving into the mind of a business tycoon. Let's have it. Without wasting much of your time, let's move to the first question. You're widely known as Godfather. Please, what does that name represent?
I believe in God, and I believe the good you put into the world will always find a way to reward you.
Exactly.
So, all my life, when growing up, I help a lot of people. My house is always saturated, sometimes 25 people, 30 people, people I am not related to by blood or even from the same village, sometimes Anglophones, Francophones, boys or girls. We only share one thing, maybe coming from a poor background and all wanting a better life.
Exactly.
And I'm always privileged and happy being that person who was able to make them see life from a different angle or support them at the moment in their lives where they were least vulnerable.
Wow, well, thank you so much for that. That's interesting. So, if I'm getting you where the name Godfather just came from, you being a nice person, you helping people you don't even know, like trying to be father to the fatherless or people who are still struggling out there.
Perfectly.
All right, that's impressive. So, the next question I have for you is what is one decision that completely changed your life or business?
To me, I don't believe one decision can actually change someone's life.
Okay.
You need thousands of small decisions to be able to change your life. Maybe something bad might happen to you, or an advice, or an experience, or an encounter with somebody might make you see life from a different angle. Now you adjust small daily changes, small daily decisions,
Exactly.
and you hold on to them. In future, it will shape your life, make you be better. Not one single decision.
All right, thank you so much for that response. So please, I want to know, like there's no decision like you say, okay, from now I will stop doing this and from now henceforth I will be doing this. What is that one thing like when you stop, you realize that your life changed, or when you started doing it, your business changed or your life changed? What is that one thing? That is what I want to put out there. Was there something you were doing that when you stopped doing, your life changed or your business changed? Or was there something that you were not doing that when you started doing, your life or your business changed?
Okay, I can say my life and business really change when I come up with a structure, a plan, a duty, things I do for my business, no matter what happens. Even if
Exactly.
I'm sick, I'm in the hospital, I'm traveling, I do them about my business. If it's making a video talking about my business, even days I'm not motivated, I do those things because I know motivation is something that comes once in a while.
Why? Exactly.
Today you're motivated, tomorrow you're not motivated. And if you run your business based on the days that you're motivated, you can never succeed.
All right, thank you for that. So the key word here is plan. He made mention of plan. So you as a young entrepreneur out there, if you are not planning, you're already failing. Like they say, failing to plan is planning to fail. Thank you so much for that, Godfather. I really believe it will help those who are watching out there. So let's move now to the next question. Before we go deeper, let's relax a bit. Who is Godfather when he is not doing business?
When I'm not doing business, I am a simple person. I am like you. The same stress you go through. You like soft life, I also like soft life. You like joker, I like
Like
joker.
Joker.
You like vacation, I like vacation. When I'm not doing business, I am just normal.
Wow.
Living like any normal person, facing challenges too like any normal person.
Exactly. Thank you so much for that. So business is business and pleasure is pleasure. That was a very brilliant response from you there. Now let's move to the next section, which is section 2, your journey. And the first question under this section is, what were the key turning point of your journey?
You can say the key turning points in my journey was being able to see the world how it is actually. Like when I travel to different countries, watch other cultures, see how people do business, how people relate with each other. And one moment that I faced the most heartbreaking moment in my life, it's a very long story that we cannot talk about now, even though it's something really heartbreaking that I will never wish for my worst enemy.
Wow.
I've never had the courage to talk about it, but that moment taught me one thing: how human nature is, how people actually behave, how people do things. Most times in life, we fail to see some things, how they are. We just imagine, we want them to be this perfect, to be this nice.
The way we want.
Yes, but when at the end of the day, when the outcome is not like how you want it, you're heartbroken, you feel depressed. But you could have just seen that thing, how it is, to save yourself from that pain.
All right, thank you so much for that. So the turning point of your journey was coming from a heartbroken experience.
Yeah.
All right, so you learn from your mistake. From that mistake, now you start seeing the reality of life. You change the way you start looking at things. All right, you made mention of you traveling out of the country to so many other countries. Does that have any influence to business growth, or does that have any influence to your mindset?
Yes, because when you travel out, that you can see like some basic ideas, some things that are not really complicated to do, that people are implementing on their businesses abroad, and it's going on very well. That you can also implement that same strategies or ideas back in your own country to make a living for yourself.
All right, thank you so much for that. The next question under this session is, what is one major failure that taught you a lesson money cannot buy?
I remember I once had a friend, I've known him for like 15 years. We grew up together when I was in Bamenda. Then later on, we disconnected like for 7-8 years. Later on, I met him again in Kribi. He was telling me the story of his life, how things are very difficult for him. He was having a big shop in Bamenda. The shop caught fire. He was owing suppliers. He had a bike that he used to use for delivery. He started using the bike, being a bike rider to feed his family. Later on, some suppliers locked him up, took the bike. He sold all his properties, tried to repay the loan. Then he came now to Kribi. He was not having anywhere to stay. He was just sleeping on the street from place to place. Since I knew him for a very long time, I felt pity for him. So I employed him to be the cashier in one of my snap, and also as a security person. Since he had nowhere to stay, he would work as a security at night. When the snack is functioning, he's a cashier. He sleeps at the snack, bathed at the snack. It was like his home. He worked for like 3 months. Things were going on very well. Then one day, he just came with a camion, packed everything in the snack and left.
How?
Now, it was around evening. Some customers called me and was asking, why is my place not open at this time? I said, how come? Why is it not open? Just for me to reach there, I discovered the place is still locked. I want to check, the door is open, and he has carried everything in it. When I tried to ask from neighbors, they said no. He told them I have sent him that wants to renovate the snack. So I sent him to come and take the things from there. And after some few days, he even wrote me. He told me he has the one who have taken everything, that he's going to one bush to do one business. When he will have money, he will come back and pay. From that day, his number has never gone through. I even once made a video about it, posted it online with this image, but I never had any connection with his family. So the greatest mistake I made there was I gave a key position. I trusted someone so deep without actually taking certain precautions, just because I've known him for a very long time. Because on a normal basis, before I can give somebody that kind of responsibility to control money or secure my business, I make sure I know that family, I know a lot of things about them, how I can track them in case something goes wrong. But because of that existence connection I had with him, I let go of all of that, and I had to pay so dearly.
Mate, that's really, really a bad experience. So some of us out there or some entrepreneurs out there are actually watching now. They are so emotional like you. They have good heart. They really want to help people. So what can you tell them, like before giving that kind of a responsibility to someone? What are the things they need to check? What are the precautions they need to take?
Okay. The greatest advice I'll tell somebody is try to have a frame. Have a frame that you use to employ any worker.
Okay.
Maybe you have a photocopy of their ID card. You know where they stay, know their family, know maybe there are some people around them. In case they do something, you can hold those people responsible. Don't take in somebody blindly if you cannot track down that person.
All right, thank you so much for that. So before this incident happened, was that your only snack or you had other businesses running at that time? And how did you overcome that moment? Because trust me, that's a very, very challenging moment. And if you are not strong, if you are not brave, you will not be able to overcome that moment. So how did you overcome that moment? Is it that you had other snacks, or if that was your only business at that time? Like how were you coping mentally, physically, financially, and everything?
Okay, so around that time I had 3 snacks. So that happened to one of my snacks.
Okay.
But from all my years into business, one thing I've really learned is how to control my emotions. And that's one thing I think any business person needs to master, controlling your emotions. And you have to always know, no matter the pain that you're feeling now,
Exactly.
that pain does not define you. That pain is just an emotion that you're feeling at the moment. And that pain will pass. Stay away from the pain, watch the situation, and try to think of possible ways that you can handle any situation or any difficulty that you find yourself in.
Thank you so much for that, Godfather. You are indeed a godfather. You are indeed a mentor. You are really educating those who are watching out there. So you as a business owner, or you're still trying to develop your business, you should be aware that there is failure. There are unforeseen circumstances. And when they occur, please do not give up. Learn how to control your emotions. Like he said, the war will not actually work the way we want it to work. We are planning this way and the war is planning the other way. So what happens when shit happens? You just need to stand still, keep working, believe in yourself, and don't give up. Thank you so much for that, Godfather. So now let's have a break. It's a funny break. So after all the stress of business, what's your favorite way to relax and your favorite food?
Okay, about food, my favorite food is achu. That's a food that I eat. Even if I'm sick, I don't have appetite, but I must have appetite for achu. But after a stress, like I said, I like soft life.
Exactly.
That's why I need to stay strong for my business. I need to work hard to be able to benefit that soft life. But my best moment is when I'm with a woman that I love, licking my ear and scratching my head.
Licking your ears and scratching your head. That's interesting.
In a cold room.
I've never
cold
had
AC.
I've never had that
Watching a
feeling
nice
before.
movie.
Licking your ears and scratching your hairs. I wish I would have that one day. Thank you so much for that, Godfather. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.